My name is Cynthia Thomasette, and I'm from Shillington, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour outside of Philadelphia. I'm a mixed media collage artist. That's my third job. It's my favorite job, but it's my third job. And I do a lot of art with clients as a therapist as well at my day job. So I was a closeted artist. I went to Kutztown University for undergraduate, and I was a communications and journalism major. All my friends were artists, but I was too afraid to take an art course there because it seemed like everybody was so much better than I was. So I've always done art and been creative, but it was only for my own pleasure. But then 11 years ago, we moved up here from Chester County, and I had gone through Goggleworks a lot and loved it, and wished I had the nerve or the confidence to apply for a studio there, but I didn't. But then I applied to get into a show at Goggleworks, and I had a dream. I collect postage stamps. I have like 100,000 of them from all over the world. And in my dream, I was going through a gallery and I saw all these really cool mixed media watercolor postage stamps, paintings. And in my dream, I started crying in the gallery because I was like, these should have been mine. This should have been the art that I was doing. Like, why did I not get this idea first? And I woke up the next day and did the one that I could remember from my dream. And that one got into the show at Goggleworks. And I thought, oh, 500 submissions, they were taking like 100 pieces, but 2 of mine got in out of 500. So that gave me the confidence, and I applied to get into Goggleworks that day, and I got accepted like the next day. And I'm really happy to be part of that community. It's one of the coolest things about Reading, Pennsylvania, and I found some really great people there. I really love being a therapist and helping people. Sometimes I'm surprised that I actually get paid to do it because I really love it that much. And it all comes together really beautifully. And when I don't make time for my art, I actually start to feel super anxious. And so that's when I know like I have to go to my studio. I'm a studio artist at Goggleworks Center for the Arts in Reading, which is one of the biggest art centers in the United States. We have 40 studio artists and galleries and a cool restaurant, cafe, and a movie theater, hot glass, cold glass, warm glass, woodworking, ceramics. So I rent a small space there and do my mixed media collage mostly. That's what I mostly do. It's hard for me to do commissions or specific things because I'm a process artist more than knowing what the end result is going to be. And so I like to not spend money on doing art. So lately for like 2 years actually, I've been painting old newspapers, and I love them from different countries. I love antique newspapers. I paint them and then I rip them up. And so sometimes the inspiration is just maybe the color that's in front of me. So I recently did one of Frida Kahlo, and the bronzy paper was like from the 1950s from France. I found it in my in-laws' attic in France, and that color, I was like, I want to make a person, like who? And I was like, oh my gosh, it reminds me of that painting that was one of her paintings that I copied when I did that collage. And so I also love the Reading Pagoda because I can see it from my driveway, and it's just such a beacon and a focal point in Reading, so that shows up a lot in my art. I do like doing little assemblages, which you'll see a shot of one from France that I did. My in-laws live in France in a house that's been in their family for like a lot of years, and my father-in-law throws nothing out. And so I put a little shadow box together with objects I found, and I do things like that frequently. I really like putting mixed media assemblages as well. So I love when people surprise themselves by making something beautiful when they say, I'm not creative. We have to put our inner critic away and not worry about what the process or the end result is, just worry about doing it. So a lot of times I'll put a bunch of beautifully painted newspaper out in front of someone and they'll be like, but I don't know how. I said, make it abstract. Just choose colors you like. Just put some glue stick on. Don't overanalyze it. Just start. And I explain that neurologically, when we do art, it's the same thing as exercise or meditation or doing things we love. It reduces the stress hormones in our body and in our brains, and gives yourself a chance to not be depressed or not be anxious. So knitting, any kind of art. So I have an Instagram page, Cynthia J. Thomasette Art, Facebook page as well. I'd say Instagram is the most active place where I publicize what I'm doing, where my art is, and what my newest projects are. We're all creative. Just you can't be critical. You don't have to show it to everybody. Just do it.